Hello, everybody. I am really excited to be here with you. In my first webinar, there were some technical glitches with the screen share, so I just went ahead and I'm not showing you my face tonight, but just so you know, I did dress up just for you, even though you're not going to see my face. So I think I'm just going to give you guys a minute to get on the line, and then we will get started. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Leanne Soller. I'm a health and lifestyle coach, and I absolutely love what I do. I love doing webinars. This is actually only my second one. And I was a bit nervous just because of the technical issues that happened in the first one. But I tested this about 10 times today, so I'm really hoping that this is going to work. So I'm really excited to be here with you. And as you guys are all just hopping on, I just want to say welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you so, so much for taking this time to be with me tonight. I really am so grateful for all of you. And I've had some emails from people asking me, like, why are you doing a webinar so late at night? You're always talking about sleep. And I know, guys, I know. There's just not a great time for everybody. People are sleeping. I've had several people in the UK tell me, it's 1 a.m, don't you know that? So they're going to catch the replay tomorrow. And the great thing is that the replay is going to be available for all of you who have registered, which means that you're actually on this webinar. All of you will be able to access this replay link through this page that you're on right now. You'll be able to access that for 48 hours. So if you want to re-listen, if you want to re-listen, or if you were not able to watch live, or if you have to leave halfway through, that's totally fine. I think we're going to get started now. It's 8:03, so we're going to get started. So welcome to my webinar. 7 simple tips to live a calm and blissful life, no matter how stressful you think your life is. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Leanne Soller. I am a health and lifestyle coach. I went to the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, which is a school based in New York City, but luckily they offered an online certification program, so that's how I was able to get certified as a health coach. I also spent many years in the health research field. I have a PhD in health science, and kind of just realized that I wanted more. I wanted to see a direct benefit of my work on people's lives. And so health coaching was just, it seemed like the right answer for me. So I just wanted to let you know that this is going to be one of several trainings that I'm going to be doing over the coming weeks. The last training I did, I believe, was at the end of June, but I would like to connect with you guys more. And so if you have any topics that you'd like for me to cover on my next webinar, please shoot me an email. I'd love to chat with you about those different options. And I have so many ideas that are coming out of me every day, just as I'm talking to clients, as I'm emailing them, I'm on the phone with them. And so I have a lot of ideas for the webinars, but if you have any, please send those to me. And tonight I'm going to teach you the 7 simple tips to live a calm and blissful life. And these are actually things that I do in my day-to-day life and things that I teach my clients. So I really hope that you enjoy. And just before we get started, I want you to be present for this webinar. So I know we all are doing lots of things. You're probably cooking dinner or doing dishes or whatever, but if possible, please close all of your web browsers, put your phone away, stop whatever other things you're doing. I just want you to absorb what I'm going to teach you. And this is actually great practice because we, all of us I know, are really, we think we're super good multitaskers, but then, we don't really get to absorb all the information we need. So I would like for us to start being mindful and to be present on one thing at a time. So let's start doing that now. So for tonight, the agenda, I'm first going to talk a little bit about why you might be here. So a bit of insight into the kinds of people that might be on this webinar. And if you're not one of those, that's totally fine. You'll probably, I'm sure you're going to find this really helpful. Actually, it's general knowledge that I think you're going to love. And then I'm going to give you a bit of details about myself and my story and why I wanted to teach you this content. Then we're going to dive into the 7 tips that I've been talking to you about through the emails. And finally, we're going to do a special announcement, and it's pretty awesome. So guys, please stay on the line. I am going to try to make this short and sweet. I'm pretty sure we're going to be finished in under an hour, so I want to be mindful of your time, and I want you all to be able to go to bed as early as possible tonight, and me too. So let's get started. So why are you here? Why are you on this webinar? What drew you to this webinar training tonight? Is it because you're just going through the motions of your life without enjoying it, without having the time to enjoy it? Are you just overwhelmed with all of the stuff that you have to do in your life? Do you recognize that you're just not living your life to the fullest potential? Or are you ready to take action and ready to make a change in your life so that you can live a calm and blissful life? I want you to think about why you are here tonight on this webinar, and think about that and write it down, or just, think about it. So why am I here? Well, my name is Leanne Soller, in case you missed out on the beginning, and I am here because not too long ago, I was exactly where you are. I was stressed out, I was exhausted. If I continued the way I was going, I would have burnt out, definitely. I worked sun up to sundown. I wasn't getting anywhere in my business, though. My health was suffering, my business was suffering, I wasn't sleeping, I cried a lot, I was totally miserable, and I had no energy, I ate like crap, my hair was falling out, I was snappy with my friends and family. It was pretty bad. I thought that, I was doing what I loved. I was health coaching, but I felt unfulfilled. And I just kept thinking that, well, maybe I made the wrong choice. Maybe I should just go back to my prior career as an academic. Maybe that was just what I should do and give up on this dream. And maybe the life of an entrepreneur just wasn't for me. And it was just really hard. It was hard. So I had a few choices. So either I keep going that way that I was going, and burnout, I knew that was coming, like it was imminent. I could retreat back to my old career and give up my dreams, or I could make a change. Okay, so there was no freaking way that I was going to give up on my entrepreneurial dream. I am not a quitter, but I had no idea how to make a change. I had no idea how to start living a better life. I just thought that this was how it had to be. I was starting a business. I had to work hard. I just had to work. I thought that that's how it had to be. But then I started to find all these online entrepreneurs, really successful online entrepreneurs, and I started to do some research on them. I started to follow them online, see what they were talking about in their blogs, in their videos, in their interviews, and they had one thing in common. The way that they handled their circumstances was completely different from how I was handling mine. And when they were interviewed or they were talking about their lives, they were just calm, they were collected, even though they had a gazillion things on their plates. The interesting thing was that many of them were talking about the turning point in their business, like when they really popped, and that it hinged on how they viewed the world and how they viewed their life. So mindset. And the awesome thing about that is that they didn't have to change anything about their life per se. They just had to change the way they think about their life, the way they react. And that was really an aha moment. It was a turning point for me. And so I started to, really connect with everything in my life. And I started practicing these 7 tips that I'm going to teach you. And I'll admit, at the beginning, it was hard. And I failed and failed and failed and failed all over again. I'm one of those people that thinks a lot, and I'm not very, heart-centered. I'm a scientist. We're very head centered. And so doing all these like woo woo kind of things was really uncomfortable for me. But I was able to finally get it. And now when I have really stressful days coming up, I know that I'm going to have a stressful day, I know what to do. I can prepare to conquer it. I can go through the day and I can just eliminate the stress and handle it when it comes. And I've been able to be, oh my gosh, so much more productive, so much healthier, so much happier, so much more successful in my life and my business. So I'm super excited because I'm going to teach you in this webinar some of my favorite tips for living a calm and blissful life, no matter how stressful your life is or you think your life is. So these are the tips, as I said, that I use in my daily life. And they're pretty easy, so you are going to be able to incorporate them into your life too. So just so you know, this slide deck is very, very simple. Like you're not going to see a lot of words on it. And that's because I don't want you to spend the entire webinar writing. I want you to really sit and absorb the information and think about how these tips are useful for you and how you're going to incorporate them into your life. So the 7 tips to live a calm and blissful life. So we all have bad days. We all have stress in our lives. Our plates are all overflowing. But you know those people that are super successful, that they just have their SHIT together? Like they have a whole freaking bunch of stuff on their plates. They do not complain about it. No, they don't. And that's because they change the way that they think. The way that they operate on a day-to-day basis, the way that they react to their life is what makes them so successful. And now I'm gonna teach you how I was able to, from being on the edge of burnout to being happy, healthy, and ultimately on my way to living my dream lifestyle. And that's a little sneak preview for later on tonight. So, number 1. Breathe. The obvious, right? Yeah. It sounds really simple, and it is, but it's one of the most powerful techniques that I've used and that I've used with my clients. So of course, we all breathe, otherwise we would not be alive. But the issue is that we're not fully aware of our breath. And that's because we're running around all day like chickens with our heads cut off. We just don't take the time to breathe deeply and to breathe mindfully. And the problem about not doing that is that when you actually breathe deeply and you activate your stomach and your abdominal muscles, you're actually activating the relaxation nervous system, which is going to help you relax and rest. And when you're not breathing deeply and you're breathing shallow breaths, it's kind of like you're increasing your endorphins and you're getting ready to run away from a bear, but there's no bear to run away from. So it just causes stress and anxiety. And we don't want that, of course. So what I want you to start doing is practicing mindful breathing. And what does that mean? So that's actually when you take a break and you practice breathing where you're actually paying attention to your breathing. And I want us to try that together now because I want you to see just how relaxing it can be. So I'm sure many of you will know this 4-7-8 technique because I talked about it in one of my newsletters a while ago. It's my favorite breathing technique and I use it every single day. It's one that I learned from Andrew Weil during my integrative nutrition coaching degree. And it's really simple. So what I want you to do is I want you to sit down, and if you're not already sitting, and I want you to close your eyes if possible. If you're driving, please don't close your eyes. But please, so if you can, sit down and close your eyes. And I want you to put your hands on your belly. And I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose. You're going to let your belly expand for 4 seconds. I'll just tell you what it's going to be and then we'll do it together. So you're going to breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. And then you're going to hold your breath for 7. And then you're going to let all of your air out with a big exhale through your mouth for 8 seconds. And we're going to do that 4 times together. So let's do that now. And I want you to practice it with me. So we're going to breathe in for 4. Big breath in. Hold your breath at the top. Breathe out through your mouth for 8. Let's do that again. Breathe in for 4. Hold your breath at the top. Breathe out for 8. Breathe in for 4. Hold your breath. Breathe out. Last one. Breathe in. Hold your breath. And breathe out for 8. I don't know about you, but it's like, I feel like tingly almost. I hope you do too. So as you can see, that is a really easy technique you can do. And the great thing about it is it can be done anytime. It doesn't require you like dancing around your office or anything. So if you're feeling really stressed, just practice. And I'd really challenge you to do this at least once a day. I often do it while I'm in bed. So when I lie down on my bed, I just let all my breath out. And it really helps to activate your relaxation nervous system. So I think you're going to really love it. Okay, so the next tip is acceptance. Accept. So I know this might seem difficult for many of you because a lot of you are controllers. And what accept means is accept the things you can't change. Accept your reality. And I know many of you are controllers. It's difficult sometimes to accept things that are happening to you, things that are happening in your life, things that are happening to people around you. But, and I know what that's like because I'm a recovering control freak. I still struggle with that every day. We're all a work in progress. But the thing is, the more that you practice accepting things that are going on around you, the easier it's going to get. And it's all about that. It's all about practice. You know, I talk to so many clients and they're like, oh yeah, I did meditation, but I didn't like it. And well, how many times did you do it? Oh, I just did it one time. Well, obviously you're not going to like it after one time. It took me probably about 2 months to actually start to like meditating. So there's still hope for you. But back to acceptance. So a great way to start accepting your reality, if you're finding it really like, what does this even mean? There's a mantra, and I'm sure you've heard this quote several times in many different circumstances, but I accept the things I cannot change. I accept the things I cannot change. I accept the things I cannot change. And I want you to just breathe through that. You can use the breathing technique that we just practiced and repeat the mantra as you're breathing. Just breathe through the anxiety that it's going to create, because it will create anxiety when you're, in a situation and you're like, oh my God, I can't accept this. This is awful. So just breathe through the anxiety. And I just want you to keep practicing. Just keep practicing. Practice makes perfect. So keep going, keep accepting, and just realize that everything happens for a reason. You just have to accept it. That's all. That's all. Okay. So next one, be grateful. My favorite one. This is my favorite tip. I don't know why I didn't put this first, but guys, this is one of the best, most powerful things that I've ever done in my entire life. And I don't know one coach that will not teach you about gratitude. Actually, I just did that 21-day meditation challenge with Deepak Chopra that was on gratitude, and it was so awesome. Deepak Chopra, Oprah together. I don't know if you heard the joke. If Deepak Chopra and Oprah got married, they'd be Oprah Chopra. How funny is that? Ha ha ha. Anyway, okay, let's get back to business. So I love gratitude. I'm a big journaler. If you don't know me, I'm kind of obsessed with it, actually. I write down everything. In the morning, I spend about 10 to 15 minutes writing. And my favorite thing to write about is gratitude. And guys, I don't care if you hate journaling. The key is to think of everything that you are grateful for instead of thinking about everything that you don't have that you wish you did. Um, and I know often it seems like our lives are just, we're just so negative. Like we go through life like, oh, this sucks. Everything sucks. My life sucks. So if you're kind of like, oh, gratitude, I have nothing to be grateful for. I really don't. I want you to think about it this way. This is a point of view that I found completely genius. And it was from my friend, my life coach friend, Elena. And she told me, think about what you would be grateful for if you were a young girl coming from a third world country to visit. So I live in Canada, and so she's like, imagine this little girl from India came to visit you, and she came from a really poor village where there was no running water, and she didn't have shoes, they didn't have internet, they were not watching webinars, like what? And she said, write your gratitude write about gratitude coming from that perspective. And I did do that one day when I was feeling particularly down, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there is a lot to be grateful for. So think about that and try it. And it doesn't matter if you don't like writing in a journal. Just think about it. Just say, wow, list in your head, list off 3 things that you're grateful for. I'm grateful for electricity. I'm grateful for my voice. I'm grateful for my health. Tell your friends and family that you're grateful for them. I know it sounds kind of corny, but it's so powerful. And honestly, every time someone comes and like says to me, I'm really grateful for you, or I'm really glad that I met you, or whatever, doesn't it feel awesome? So, spread that awesomeness around. Okay. Another really fun thing is my business coach, Shanda, gave this exercise to us when I first, right before I joined her business coaching program. And it's similar to, the journaling, but it's a little bit different. And it has to do with abundance and seeing all the beautiful things and being grateful for all the beautiful things that you see in your day. And basically her challenge to us was carry around, like, those little recipe cards that you can buy and you write recipes on them. So buy a bunch of those and then carry one every day with you. And anytime you see something that's awesome, just write it down. Like, you had a coffee at a coffee shop and it tasted delicious, like write down delicious coffee. And she said, like, at the end of the day, you're going to see how many things that you've written on that list. And she's like, it is crazy how much you will have on that list, even if you think your life sucks. It doesn't suck. It really doesn't. People have much suckier lives than you, and they're still thankful. They're still smiling. They're still going day to day. So yeah, practice gratitude. That's the moral of this story. Number 4, be optimistic. I have talked to so many people on the phone recently who are like, I'm never going to get this. This is never going to happen for me. My life is terrible. It's kind of the same as the gratitude thing, but it's slightly different. Really negative. And I used to be like that too, guys. It has nothing to do with, like, I'm not bashing anyone or whatever, but this is our society. We always talk about what sucks in our life. And we, as humans, it's our nature to be negative. It's our nature to forget the good things and always focus on the negative things. We like to be pitied. We like people to feel bad for us, right? Because that's kind of the way that they give us attention. But be optimistic. I know it's hard. But I want to challenge you. Think about the positives in your life. And just remember, the glass is always half full. It is. So, and there's always something good that you can say about your life, no matter how bad things get. If you compare your life to someone else's life that what is it that's different in your life compared to theirs? And the interesting thing is that, you compare yourself to someone who you think has a much better life than you. Oh, they have a perfect body, but their marriage is crumbling. Or, oh, they have the perfect child, but their child has cancer. Or, we don't see everything everything for what it is. And we tend to we sugarcoat everything on other people, but on ourselves, it's like, oh no, I suck. Um, Everything in my life is awful and everything is terrible and everything's going to be terrible no matter what I do. Um, we don't want to be the Grinch. We don't want to be that. We don't want to be him. He's no fun. He's no fun. So be positive, practice being positive. Anytime you say something negative in your day, just like scratch that, just say, hey, scratch that. Actually, it's this. So one thing that I actually like to do is I used to be one of those people who get super overwhelmed with my to-do list. And I'm sure a lot of you have watched my video series on to-do lists, but if you haven't, you can access that on my website through the free challenges link. And I used to obsess over it. And I would be like, OMG, it is 3:00 and I still have to write a blog post. I still have to call 4 clients. I still have to make dinner. I still have to clean my apartment. And then I kind of turn that on its head and I'm like, how could I make this into something positive? How could I be optimistic about the situation? And so what I started doing was I was like, oh, how much did I already accomplish today? Rather than how much do I still have left to accomplish, think about what you already have accomplished today. And when you start thinking about that, it's like a whole different ballgame. But I want you to just like, being positive is hard. It's hard work, but again, practice makes perfect. So we always want to be thinking as optimistically as we can. We want to think about everything we have in our lives. So we want to be grateful. We want to just enjoy everything in our lives. And so being optimistic is an amazing quality that you can have. And it really helps with, strengthening our relationships, helping us be more successful, helping us be a lot happier. It helps us to connect with ourselves and our deepest purpose and our deepest desires, and how we are living our lives, rather than focusing on the stress and focusing on everything that sucks in your life, focusing on everything that's good and all that's possible. It just opens up a whole different ballgame for you. And so following these tips is really just going to open you up for more success, more happiness, more health. So the next one is relax, 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 relax. I could probably do an entire webinar on this. I probably will. If you guys want me to, then yeah, definitely write that to me. So, I don't know if you guys were able to complete my survey. I'm sure some of you have. My survey after my first sleep summit, a lot of you wrote like, when I said like, what's your nighttime routine? You're like, oh, I don't have one. I just go to bed, just like do my day and I just jump in bed. And I'm like, what? Don't you take time to relax? And some people are, but I don't have time to relax. Relax is for sissies. I don't do that. I'm a hard worker. So it's kind of funny because actually when you relax, when you take the time to not do things or just, quiet your mind, quiet your body, breathe deeply, meditate, whatever it is, the stress just falls away. It does. It really does. And the nice thing about relaxation is that the more you do it, the better you get. Ooh, I feel like this is a theme. I feel like I should have called my webinar that or something. The more you do, the better you get. Practice makes perfect. So relaxation. Okay. The key here is to stop whatever you're doing and relax. So what does that even mean? Ooh, I don't know what that means. It means, I don't know. I don't have my dictionary with me, but a lot of us don't know what relaxation really is because we never take the time to do it, because we just work. And then we go to the gym and then we come home and then we put on our pajamas and we go to bed and then we don't sleep. I wonder why. So we always say that we're going to relax when we finished our day and when we've gotten everything done. But that doesn't happen often. because we always have such high expectations of ourselves and we put so much on our to-do lists. And then it's midnight and you have not slept yet. Crap. Yeah, we don't want that. But I just want to say it's okay to take a 5-minute break in your day to relax. Hallelujah, people. It is fine. Even if that means just breathing. We already did the 4-7-8 technique. That is a fantabulous. Did I just make that up? Fantabulous. Fantabulous. Fabulous. Fantastic. I'm a little quirky tonight, guys. I don't know why. Maybe I'm like hyped up for this webinar or something. But anyway, a great way to relax is the breathing technique, the 4-7-8 technique. And so, yeah, breathing is a fantastic way to relax. A few other ways. So stretching. So just stretching out your body. The clench and release technique. This is actually really fun. You sit on a chair in a comfortable chair, and you put your feet on the ground, and you basically you clench and release all of your muscles one by one. So you clench for 5 seconds, and then you let go. And you start like at the top of your body. So you'd start with your shoulders, and then you'd move down and you do like your pectoral muscles, and then maybe your ab muscles, and then maybe your butt, and then your hips, and then, you know, your quads. Anyway, so you practice that clench and release, and that actually helps to really release the tension in your muscles, because if you don't do the clenching action before you do the releasing, your body doesn't really know how to release the muscle because it doesn't know the opposite. So basically you're telling it like the opposite of release is clench. So let's do clench, and then the body will be like, okay, let this go now, release. So that's a great way to relax as well. Yoga. Ooh, I love yoga. Yoga is a really great way to relax too. And honestly, there's so many videos that you can find on YouTube, free videos on yoga. Really light yoga. You can intensify it a bit if you want to get your sweat on, or if you actually want to use it as exercise. But there's a lot of relaxation yoga, and you know, there's some like power yoga, which is more meant for physical fitness. But there's lots of kinds of yoga that are really great for relaxation. So that's relaxing your body. Yoga is a little bit of your mind too, but we want to relax your mind as well, because that's really important, because a lot of people don't sleep because their minds are racing, and I know what that's like. And so meditation is a really great way to do that. And I told you a bit already about meditation and how I was so uncomfortable doing it, and it took me like a really long time to actually like it. So there's a lot of guided meditations that you can find online. And if you're totally uncomfortable, some of them are like 5 minutes, super short. And I'd like to challenge you, just give it a try for, you know, try it 3 times. I like to say, try it 3 times. If you don't like it, then you can drop it, but try it at least 3 times. And then visualization is a really, really great technique to relax your mind. The nice thing is, like, you can use visualization for so many different things. Like I'm not going to tell you about that. It's kind of personal. But yeah, so visualize something relaxing. So whether that's a beach in Hawaii, oh, that would be amazing. Beach in Hawaii. You can visualize a person, a place, a feeling, a color, whatever it is that relaxes you and makes you feel good. So for example, if you love spending time with your dog at the park and that really relaxes you, then just visualize yourself being in that park. And then the one thing that's important about visualization is I want you to like really immerse yourself in that vision. I want you to feel the breeze on your skin. I want you to breathe in the fresh air, and what does that smell like, and how does it feel coming into your lungs? I want you to think about the exhilaration that you feel running around with your dog on the grass, the smells that you are smelling in nature, the smell of grass, of flowers, whatever it is, all of it. Just immerse yourself in that feeling, let it all in. And yeah, so just immerse yourself in it. You don't need to take very long. You can just, 5 minutes of visualization every day is better than nothing. And, the nice thing is that you can visualize anything you want. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. And the more real your visualization exercise can be. So if your dream is to buy a house in Costa Rica, then dream about that. Dream about what that would be like. A few other ways to relax, which I've talked a lot about before in some of my other webinars, not webinars, newsletters. Taking a bath, going for a walk in nature, practicing some self-care. This is going to be a topic for another webinar. Maybe not the next one, but one of them, because self-care is like, holy moly, so much to do on that. Read a book, watch a movie, go to a spa, get a massage, whatever it is. Whatever, I don't care what you do to relax. I honestly don't. If you like to hang upside down, that's totally cool. Just do it. Do what you do. You got to do what you got to do. Okay. The next one is dream. Dream. So in line with what we just talked about with the visualization, my next tip is dreaming. And this is something that I practice daily. And dreaming, not meaning like dreaming while you're sleeping, but actually dreaming while you're awake. And what I want you to do with this is to imagine your ideal life, your dream life. You can do visualization like we just talked about, or you can write it down like journaling. I do both, but I don't know. I like the journaling, but the visualization really makes you feel like you're there. So that's amazing. And I want you, like with the visualization, I want you to think about what your ideal dream life looks like, what it feels like, who you're with, where you live, what you're doing. So like, I'll tell you a little bit about my dream life. I love where I live. I love Montreal. It's a beautiful city, but I just see myself having this gorgeous beach house in California and waking up in the morning and smelling the fresh, the salty air and the salty breeze coming through the window, and getting up and, putting on some coffee and walking outside on my gorgeous balcony with an amazing view of the ocean, and just sitting there in my bathrobe, having some coffee. And then, maybe I have a dog, maybe I have a husband and kids. So it's pretty sweet, right? Like if you think about that, that's a pretty awesome dream. And a lot of you are like, oh yeah, right, that's never going to happen. But see, the thing is, like, I don't want you to be afraid of dreaming big, because once you start to open yourself up to that possibility of living that, you'll see things start to shift towards that reality for you. And it's just because we're focused on the day-to-day that we just don't dream. As kids, we would dream all the time, and we'd wake up and be like, oh, wow, or not even waking up, just, oh, wow, I want to be a singer. I want to be Celine Dion. That's what I wanted to be when I was a kid. That was a big dream, like as if that was ever going to happen. But I still dreamt it. I was a kid. I was innocent. We need to experience that innocence a bit more. And another really cool thing is a dream journal, or one of my friends, Brita, calls it a bliss journal. And it's basically writing your bliss, like writing your dream life, writing it down on paper and journaling it. And obviously, I just told you earlier that I love journaling. So I did that, and it was so fun to just write things down. And I'm like, man, that's so cool. I totally can't wait till this happens. And so I want you to do that too. And I want you to dream big, be open to big things happening in your life, because it is totally possible for you. Okay. Just getting my notes here. Love, that's the last one. It's one I'm still working on every day, but it's getting easier. And this one has a few parts. So love yourself. That's most important. Allow yourself to love others and be open to receiving love from others. So I personally have struggled with all of these three. Self-love mostly. Self-love has been my biggest struggle, and it's one that I work on. I actually hired a self-love coach, because this was something that I really wanted to strengthen, and it has a huge impact on the way that I live my life, my relationships, and my business too, my success in my business. So self-love is so important. And one thing that I do is every morning I do a love ritual, which is basically just I'd either meditate or I do a visualization, and then I journal for 15 minutes. So that's my morning love ritual. And a great thing to try for, for self-love is writing down 10 things that you love about yourself. And I don't want you to write like, I love my hair, I love my toenails. It's a weird one. Write things that you love about yourself, like your talents, your gifts, what people say about you that they love about you. Um, and if you can't think of anything, then ask people, what do you love about me? What am I good at? Because when you start asking, you're going to realize how amazing you actually are and how many great things that you can do that nobody else can, that you just don't realize because you're so caught up in your own stuff. I was going to say another word, but I refrained. Let's keep this PG. Um, so, yeah, so I want you to connect with your inner self. And start to love yourself, start to realize why am I lovable, who am I, what makes me lovable. And then when you're opening up yourself to allowing love from other people, if you love yourself, you're going to attract people that will love you, because it's like, well, I love myself, I'm awesome, so you're going to attract awesome people because we attract people that are like us. So for example, like I'm working on my own self-love and dating, and it's like, well, if you're super self-conscious and you have no confidence and you're afraid that someone's going to reject you, then you're attracting the same person to you. That person's a mirror of you. So you're going to attract someone who's also self-conscious, who is also afraid of rejection. And, it's just, the inner work is so, so, so crucial for you to enjoy your life and to be the best person that you can possibly be. To see the good in others and to open yourself up to love. When you feel love, you feel joy, you feel happiness, and that just like melts the stress away. So any stress you have in your life, when you have a lot of love around you, just kind of goes into the background and we forget about it. So, so that was tip number 7. So all these tips have in common is they allow you to connect with your heart and with your soul. And they get you out of that rational mind, that scientific mind, the facts and the figures. And they get you down deeper into like, what they call like the woo-woo stuff. And guys, I mean, I used to laugh about this too. Like, oh, this is such crap. I'm a scientist. Like, what the heck am I doing talking about all this stuff? But honestly, this is really what changed everything for me. And it's what's been changing my clients too. Like with one of my clients, we were talking about her emotions, and we did a lot of like trial and error with her diet and her supplements and all that stuff, and nothing was working. And then we started to work on her inner stuff, and it just changed like immediately. So, that's the power of connecting with your heart, with your soul. And when you live your life fully connected that way, not only are you able to truly enjoy your life because you're allowing all these amazing things in your life to flow through you, but you're also able to make better decisions because they're based on your passion and your purpose and your intuition, and they're in line with your deepest desires. So that's pretty cool. And so if you liked what I talked about tonight on this webinar, and I hope you did, I hope you got a lot, because I really poured my heart and soul into this. And I shared a little bit about my own kind of struggles, which I normally do, but I kind of just want you to know that like I'm a real person. We all have our issues. I get it. I get where you're coming from. I'm not some like person that's going to stand on her soapbox and be like, no, I'm perfect, I don't have any of these issues. But I wanted to share them with you because it's been such a transformation for me lately. And I have, I've been doing a lot of soul searching over the last few months since my webinar, my last webinar, and talking with a lot of clients, a lot of potential clients on the phone, and talking to them about my program, which used to be called Sweet Sleep. And I just was talking on the phone with them, and I was realizing, like, it's just not connecting. What I'm offering is not connecting with these people. And I realized it was because I wasn't invested in it. I wanted more. I wanted to help people with more than the sleep. The sleep is like a symptom of the underlying cause. And so I'm super excited because I've been working on this for like 2 months, and I have been scared to share it with you, because I'm afraid that, like, oh, they're not gonna like me, they're gonna stop following me, whatever. But you know what? It doesn't matter, because people who are my tribe, they're my tribe. They're gonna love me no matter what. And I love you guys. So I hope that you'll continue following me. And I am going to talk to you a little bit about this next step that I think would be amazing for you if you loved the tips that I shared tonight and you're ready to live that calm and blissful life. My new program is called Live Your Dream Lifestyle. And I just want to introduce it to you guys. I'm like so excited about this. I was so nervous, but I'm so excited because I can finally tell you about what it is, what I've been brewing behind the scenes. So it's my brand new VIP coaching program. It's my signature program. It's a 12-month private coaching program, and this is what you're going to learn. So you're going to learn to connect with your higher self and your true purpose, and find out what it is that you want, and go after it. Because, like, heck yeah, how awesome does that sound? Yeah, definitely. The next thing is, you're going to learn how to take care of yourself, take care of your body, take care of your mind, and take care of your spirit or your soul. Because we all rush through life, and we take care of everybody else, but we don't take care of us. And that is, you're the most important person in your life. You should be the most important person in your life. So my program is going to teach you how to take care of you. And then you're also going to learn how to kick that stress out of your life. So how to, schedule your day, plan your life, so that you can prevent stress from coming into your life. But of course, we all have those moments where it's like, oh my God, this is the worst possible day ever. So I'm going to give you some strategies to help you manage it. And then, and so ultimately, like, we're going to just eliminate that stress from your day as much as possible, of course. And by the end of the year, you're going to know exactly what you want your dream lifestyle to look like. You are going to have the tools and the strategies that you need to achieve it, and no matter what your circumstances. So it doesn't matter what your circumstances are now. Those can change. We just have to make that choice and do it. So what you get in the program, this is just the logistics. So as I mentioned, it's a 12-month program, private program. So you and I would work together for 12 months. You get 2 45-minute coaching sessions every month. And these sessions are meant to check in where you're at and help you move forward. So really, we talk about what has gone well for you, what hasn't gone well for you, and then I give you a plan to follow for the next 2 weeks. And that's basically, you are going to go and implement it in your life. And the thing is, I want you at the end of this year to be self-sufficient, that you don't need me anymore to help you, that you can just go out in the world and do your stuff and be awesome at it. But I understand that, to move forward, you actually need some guidance. You need someone to hold your hand. You need someone to take you along that journey. I'm not somebody who's going to tell you what to do. I'm going to do it with you, and I'm going to be your cheerleader. I'm going to be your partner. It's a partnership, really. What it is. It's not a teaching relationship. It's a partnership. So these 45-minute calls are meant for accountability purposes. They're meant for you to just be able to vent. They're meant for us to plan, and they're meant for us to come out with 2 to 3 actionable steps for the next 2 weeks. And then between those 2 weeks, you kind of just go and do it in your life. And then the following session, you'll come back and you'll say like, oh my God, that was so hard, or that was so awesome, and I feel really great about it. And if between the calls you have questions or you're confused, you can email me anytime. I offer unlimited email access, and I have to say, like, I haven't had any clients that have used that. They've emailed me like once a week, but I'm totally open to as much email communication as you need. And then if that email isn't enough, I also offer 6 15-minute calls throughout the year. They're SOS calls or emergency bonus calls, whatever you want to call them, that are just like extra calls in case you need a little kick in the pants, or some clarification on something that you want to try, or you just have a question, or you just need to talk. That's totally fine too. So, and also I didn't put it on the slide, but you get like a whole bunch of whatever it is that you need, resources. I'm really good at getting back to you after a call. Like I'll say, oh, I'm going to get you some yoga videos or something, and then I'll go on YouTube and I'll create a resource document for you for that. So, so that you have everything that you need to move forward. You always have me. I'm your greatest resource, obviously. But if you need any videos or audios, or you have access to all of my free stuff, all my free gifts, all my summits, my interviews, my webinars, everything you have access to. So resources galore. So are you ready to join me? So I just want to say, so successful people make decisions and they make them fast. And the thing is, I only work with people who are action takers, because action takers are the ones that move forward in their lives. And I only want to work with people that are ready to move forward, because honestly, if you're cool with just staying where you are and you don't want to make the next step, that's fine. But I don't want to have to drag you throughout the 1 year. I want to be like with you and be like, yeah, you're so awesome. Cool. Go, go, go. But you have to do the work too. It's not only me. It's a 50-50 partnership. So I am going to offer a fast action discount for those people who are fast action takers and are ready to make this change. For the first 5 people who are going to sign up for this program, I'm going to take 10. So for the first 5 people who sign up, I'm going to give you a 50% discount off of the deposit. So normally the deposit is $600 on when you sign up for the program, but I'm going to give it to you for $300 for the first 5 people to sign up. And then I'm also going to offer a bonus 2-hour intensive coaching call, which is like a VIP half day kind of thing. And it's going to be at the beginning of the program. And we're basically going to just get really, really clear on what it is that you want and create a super clear plan for you so that you can just jump right into the program. We're going to do this too if you don't get in with this bonus, but it's just going to take a few more sessions. So, and you're also like, a 2-hour call is worth $500. So you're getting this for free. So basically I'm giving you $800 of value for free, just because I like people that take fast decisions. So, yeah. So the thing is, I know that you're probably like, oh, I'm not ready yet. I just need to think about it. And I know that, and I understand. So I don't want you to make a decision on this call. What I do want you to do though, is book a call with me. And basically, you'll see the link below this video. There's going to be a big pink button. You probably noticed I love pink, and it says Let's Talk. So after the webinar is over, please don't do it now because we're still not done. After the webinar is over, I want you to click on that link, and you're going to book a time with me to talk in my calendar. And if the times on that calendar don't work for you, please email me and we'll set up an alternate time. I only book 4 days into the future because I feel like a lot of the time people just get they get busy and they book like a week in advance and then they forget or they have to cancel. And I don't like wasting your time, and I don't want to have my time wasted either. So I always just leave 4 days in advance. I actually did open up the weekend. So if you guys want to talk on the weekend, that's great. Let's do that. The point of this call is it's a 30-minute call. It's really just to find out where you are, where you're at, what you need help with, And then I give you an action plan to just get started. So it's a bit of free coaching from me. And then you get to ask questions. I get to ask questions. And if I think you're a great fit for the program, then I'll invite you. And if I don't, then I won't. And so there's no pressure. I really like these calls because I get to find out a lot about you and what your needs are. And I do offer advice. So if you want to talk to me and you're like, even just the slightest bit curious about what I can offer you, how I can help you, then please book a call with me. I'd love to talk with you. And so before I leave you, I have a final thought. I want you to imagine standing at the finish line with me 1 year from now, and you're living your dream life. What does it feel like? Now, think about what it would look like if you did nothing. You just stayed where you are. Which reality do you want to be yours? It's up to you. And with that, I'm going to leave you. And I will say thank you so much, everybody. I'm so happy that you stayed on till the end, and I will take any questions by email. And I so look forward to talking with you. Much love. Bye.